Hi guys, so today we're going to be working on the hips and the hamstrings. So the hamstrings are the muscles at the backs of your legs. They can get really tight when you're doing a lot of sitting, as well as the muscles around your hips, especially your hip flexors, which are the muscles at the front of your hips, because when you're sitting all day, everything gets quite tense. And so we're going to be working through just releasing those out. So what you'll need is a brick and a strap. So again, anything that is brick sort of shaped, or a couple of books will do, and a belt will do as a strap. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off lying down on the back, have your strap handy, just place it to the side of you. Bend up the knees, draw the feet a little bit closer towards the pelvis, have them about hip width apart. Rest the hands where they feel comfortable, either on the belly or to the side of the body. Close the eyes down and just take a moment to rest. Noticing breath. And beginning to notice any new sensations in the body. Notice if the mind feels hectic, or if the thoughts are flittering around. Without judgment, just observation. And bring the focus back into the breath. Take a really deep, long breath into the belly. And exhale to sigh out. Actually make the sound of sighing. Inhale. And exhale. Last one like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now your nervous system should feel just a little bit calmer. So the muscles should be a little bit more malleable to come into these stretches. So you're going to first take the strap around the ball of the right foot. And you're going to extend the right leg away from you. So when I say away, that doesn't necessarily mean that leg has to be completely straight. Keep a bend in it if it feels quite tight in the hamstrings. And it also doesn't mean up towards the ceiling. So your stretch might be here, it might be here, or it might be all the way over the head. So just go to a point that feels comfortable for you in your hamstrings as well as in your lower back. We're going to start off with a very gentle stretch. So I want you to feel about a 40% of stretch. It's not really hardcore, but it's the start, the beginning of a sensation. Flex the toes draw back towards your knee, and just holding here for a few moments. So as we pass soon the 3 breath mark, we start to go into what's called a yin pose. So yin is a type of yoga that connects to the fascia. So it releases the muscular tension, but it also releases the tension away from the tendons and the ligaments, the connective tissues between muscle and bone. Now I want you to press the foot into the strap, but keep that right hip down. So you're not lifting the hip up, keeping that hip down, but putting pressure into the strap. So you start to activate the muscles at the backs of the legs. If you place your hand at the back of your leg, you might even feel the hamstrings start to switch on. Keeping that hold with the breath in. And as you exhale, see if your foot can come just a little bit closer. Might be a millimeter movement. Inhale. And as you exhale, just a little closer. Don't force it, but keep the gentle pressure. Take an inhale. Last one here. See if you can draw the leg just a little bit closer. And then release the strap. Just take the right foot down to the ground, let the right leg extend away, and just take a moment to notice the sensations in the back of the leg. Down into the foot. And bend up your right knee, place the sole of the right foot back down to the floor. Strap goes around the ball of the left foot, and you extend the leg away. So don't compare this leg to the other leg. Take this as though it's a new pose. So again, knee might be bent, leg might be down here, go to a point that feels good for you. Then find the biting point of the stretch, the beginning of the stretch, and then hold. So no effort really in the foot, no effort much in the legs, all the effort is just in the arms. Keep the shoulders nice and heavy. And breathe. And in the silence, noticing if the mind has wandered off already. And when it does, gently guide it back. Back to the breath. Back to the body. Now we're going to flex the toes, draw the left toes back towards the knee, and then press the left foot into the strap. So resist with your arms, nice and taut through the strap. So again, you might be able to feel the backs of the legs switch on. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, gently draw the leg just a millimetre closer. Inhale here. Exhale just a little closer. Remember, you're not forcing it, you're just easing down. Inhale here. Exhale to draw it just a little bit closer. And then release the leg away. Taking the foot down to the floor and then sliding the leg away. Enjoying the sensations again at the back of the leg. And into the foot. And bending up the left knee. Take the arms beside the body. If you need more stability, place the palms down, press down through the arms. If not, keep the palms up so all the work comes into your core. As you inhale, you're going to lift the hips up towards the ceiling. You're going to squeeze into your glutes, the muscles in your bum. And you're going to send your hips as high as you can, but trying to keep the length through the lower back. So imagine that your tailbone is trying to point towards your knees. Take one more breath in here. And as you exhale, release your spine one vertebra at a time down to the ground. Twice more like that. Pressing the feet down, lifting the hips up, drawing into the glutes and lengthening through the front of the hips. And exhale to release it down. Inhale to bring the hips up. Tailbone still reaching for knees, and exhale to bring it down. Bring your knees in towards your chest, keep your feet together, and then turn your knees out towards the side. Take your hands either onto your shins or your ankles if they reach. If they don't reach either, take your hands onto the inner thighs. From here, you're just going to relax the effort in your legs, but keep the strength holding onto your ankles with your hands. Let the tension from your hips release. Let everything that you feel like you're holding on to emotionally just drain away. Let all the frustrations of working at home with maybe some family members, or if you're stuck in one place with your children, it can be quite stressful. So let all of that release here. This is your time. Follow the breath. And taking the feet down to the floor, taking the feet out to as wide as the mat. Let your knees knock in together, just resting here, breathing into the belly. So now we're going to come up to our tabletop. So just roll yourself over onto one side, bring yourself into tabletop. So from here we're going to go through some cat-cows to release the spine. Lift the chest forwards, lift the tailbone up, and exhale round through the spine. Scooping belly in. Inhale to lift chest forwards, tailbone lifts. Exhale to round through the spine. Good, just coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to step the right foot forwards. Come to a low lunge, keep your hands on your hips to start off with, and just let your hips melt down towards the ground. Now I want you to imagine your inner thighs are drawing together, so there's activation through the legs, but still softening around the hips. Take the left arm up towards the ceiling, and then take a stretch over towards the right side. So the right hand is there to keep you nice and stable. You don't have to go too far, just until you feel a good stretch into the front of the left hip. You might also feel this into the front of the left side of the torso as well, because your psoas muscle travels all the way from the top of your thigh bone behind your abdominals and attaches to the bottom back rib. So it's a really deep internal hip flexor. Good, taking the hands to the floor, just lengthen your right leg until you feel a stretch. Then flex the right toes and hold. From here, as you exhale, bend into your right knee, lunge forwards. And as you inhale, draw the right hip back, flex the foot. Twice more like that. Exhale, bending the knee. Inhale, drawing the hip back. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, draw the hip back. Good. From here, exhale, bending the knee. Taking your hands to the inside of your right foot and just walk your right foot out to the right side of your mat. So your hands now underneath your shoulders. Then you're going to turn your right knee out to the side. You're going to hold it here. This should feel like a good stretch along the inner right thigh. You might also feel it in the outer right hip, depending on how your hips are structured. 3 breaths here. Bringing the right foot back. Stepping the right knee back to join the left, then left foot comes forwards, and we're going to go into that lunge again. So hands onto hips. Just make sure the left knee, when you lunge, comes over the left ankle, so you're not going too far forwards. And then keeping inner thighs gently gliding together, so there's activation but still a softening around the pelvis. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Take a stretch over towards the left side. So that left hand again is a little bit of stability for the stretch. And taking and really thinking about how this feels into the right side of the body. Taking the hands back down to the floor. Come up onto fingertips. As you inhale, lengthen your left leg until you start to feel a stretch. And then bend the left knee. So remember, then flex the left toes. So remember, the left knee can stay bent. Folding over the leg, holding and breathing. On the exhale, bend into the left knee. And on the inhale, flex the left foot, draw the left hip back. Exhale, bend into the left knee. And inhale, stretching back into that left leg. Last time, exhale, bending. Really trying to elongate the breath. Inhale, stretching back. Exhale, bend. Take your hands to the inside of your left foot. And then start to open that left knee out to the side, coming onto the blade of the left foot. Letting your hips sink, letting the pelvis melt. Strong through the arms, soft in the jaw. Bringing the left foot back and then stepping the left knee back to join the right. Come down into a wide-legged child's pose. Open the knees out to the side, big toes touching at the back. Take the forehead either to the floor or onto hands, or if you need a bit more under your belly, take a bolster if you've got one or some pillows. Make this nice and comfortable. Feel free to pause and hold for a bit longer. And when you're ready, coming back up, coming back to lie on your back. This time you're going to take your brick and place, or books, and place it underneath your pelvis. So you can take the feet a little bit wider, take a little bit more of a relaxed pose here. Let the arms rest beside the body. If you've actually got a yoga brick and you want to go a little deeper, come onto the tips of the toes, lift the hips up as high as you can get them, then take the brick onto its highest setting, then take the pelvis back onto the brick, and then you're going to let your hips and your heels relax down. And this should feel like a really good stretch along the front of the body into the hips. And if you want a deeper stretch, the arms reach back. If you want an even deeper stretch, the feet slide forwards, but make sure you're doing this with control. And make sure it doesn't feel like it's pinching in your lower back. Deep belly breaths. Let the book or your brick take all of your weight. Last breath. So gently walking the feet back if you have them extended. Taking the arms down beside the body. Lifting up onto the heels, lifting the pelvis up. Taking the brick away and then slowly sliding back down. Give your knees a hug. Give your knees a sway. And then slowly coming back up. And you're done. I hope you feel more spacious in the legs and in the hamstrings. It should feel nice and warm and fuzzy now. Just give yourself a little bit of a break from sitting at your desk or whatever you're doing at home. If you like our videos, please subscribe. If you like our videos even more than just subscribing, there's a link down there to become a Patreon member where you can donate and help support us. Thank you guys. We'll see you here again very soon.